Good evening. Live, Black Star Still Rising. And I'm your host, Stephen Silver Carter. And we have to give our usual shout outs to our sponsor, and that's the Black Star Project, founded by the great Philip Jackson and continued by Gloria Smith. We've got an exciting show to you today. I'm going to wave to our folks at the Kroc Center and our folks at the Atlas Senior Citizens Facility at 79th and Creegier. And we're going to talk about a wonderful show. And I'm going to introduce my guest here in a few minutes. But I got to give some shout-outs, first of all, like I usually do. Shout-outs to our executive director of CAN TV, and that's Darius Hillman. He's at the head of the helm, and then he has two marvelous studio producers that I always have to give a shout out to, and that's Imani Payne. Wave, Imani, I know the folks can't see, I'll wave for you. And Rocio Santos. You make this happen. I can't go any further without saying something about the great work that my associate producers, Dr. Mike Johnson, who was the associate producer for Guest Engagement. You know a little bit about Mike. And also our associate producer for media involvement, media engagement, and that's Ellis Taylor. So you got us today. I've got my new belt. This is the thing we use to bring on the show. This is what we use to go off the show, and it'll be what we use when we have something important to announce or go into another segment. Thank you for tuning in today. Got to tell you a little bit about our guest today. Our guest is Mansong Kullubally. Did I pronounce it correctly? Got it right today for a change. Mm-hmm. And he's been an associate of the Black Star for a number of years, involved with Phil, knew Phil from the very beginning. And he's going to be bringing some exciting information to you. How would we describe him? And I think it's somewhat self-described. He is the Bronzeville of Chicago cultural worker. Okay. And you know what I like to put on that? You're not only a cultural worker, you're the cultural warrior. Right. You're my warrior king, all right? And we have historians, so many things that we have that we can be talking about, but we won't be able to do everything, as you know, because this 25 minutes goes real fast.
Right.
Mansong, come on, tell me a little bit about some of the connectivity that you have with the Black Star program, because I'm going to go over some of the different programs that you have been a part of, instigating, founding, on the drawing boards with.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being with me today.
Well, first of all, Brother Carter, I say asante sana to you. Thank you very much for having this opportunity for me and others to come and share some views and values about the Black Star Project and related things. And to the audience out there, glad to see you tune this program in. It's an awesome program. My name is Mansong Kullubally, and I'm a culture worker. And by that I mean I give definition, critique, and correctives in the 7 major levels of culture: history, political science, economics, creative production, religion, that kind of thing. And I give a culture focus on what I do. So I would be, of course, glad to share some views and my experiences with the Black Star Project.
Well, I want to talk about some of the programs I know that you were involved with, and let me go over some of the list of the programs that we've had and have had over the years and are still part of the things that you're involved with. We've got the Kimberly Lightfoot Saturday Night University in Maywood. We've got the Philip Jackson Freedom School. We've got the Young Black Men of Honor, Bronzeville. We have the Philip Jackson Youth Development Program, Bronzeville. We have the Building Chicago's Next CEO. That's out of the Brownsville location, which is at the corner of 35th and King Drive, and now known as Philip Jackson Parkway. So which one of those do you want to talk about first in your involvement? Because you are not only a lecturer, but you're a mentor to the young men that are involved in the program.
Well, appreciating what you've asked, and if I understood you correctly, these programs that you listed newer programs under the leadership of Sister Gloria Smith, who's the executive director now, and has been keeping this going. Now, my interactions were, with Philip Jackson when he was alive and doing what he was doing.
Yes.
I was a student motivator. We had student motivators in the elementary and high schools. We would get in that classroom with them.
Yes.
And it was a powerful program. I mean, I've done that many elementary schools, and we had a whole team of people.
So mentoring,
student motivation.
Oh, motivation.
Yeah,
okay, that was all part of it. Okay.
Yeah. Now, another program that I was involved in was the Black Star Parent University.
And that's still going.
Yeah,
that's still going. Yeah.
And what we did was we reached out to the parent groups that were in the schools.
Mm-hmm.
And so after school, or sometime during school, they would have the sessions in an area in the school, and different individuals had different topics.
Mm-hmm.
My session with the parents was called Black Cultural Awareness for Family Development.
For
and
families.
y'all know we need that.
So that's because that's part of the intergenerational focus of the Black Star projects.
Right.
It goes into different generations, from the most junior to the elders.
Exactly.
Not the elderly, the elders, right? And were you part of the elder group?
I'm an elder.
And I'm an elder too.
Right.
I'm an octogenarian, one of the elders.
Thing.
That's a good thing. All right.
Right.
We have gotten older, not old.
Okay.
Go ahead, my brother.
Now, in terms of my involvement with the Parent University, it was a great program, and we, of course, trying to keep it going.
It is.
But we had different people with different skill sets dealing with different topics.
Mm-hmm.
And again, mine was to try to give some cultural grounding and clarity to the parents to help them better mentor and deal with their own children.
That's right. That's right.
And teach them the values that help move us, as a people, like the Kwanza values,
And we're going to talk about that in the program too, because it's right up on us.
Right.
And there are a number of things involved with Kwanza that folks have to prepare for. And it's not just the 26th of December comes up and we're in Kwanza. There's some things that we have to do. We'll talk about that too.
Right. Now, the other programs that I helped the Black Star with in the earlier days was the Million Father March. Philip
Million
Jackson.
Father March.
Yeah,
Okay. I did the Million Man March.
I did too.
To D.C.
Right.
But forgive me, I must have forgotten about the Million Father March. But go ahead.
Yeah, the Million Father March. And that's the first day of school,
Oh,
we
yeah,
would have,
okay, yes, go ahead.
Black Star Project people at different schools, And then, of course, Philip even had a parade that we would go from around 42nd and Cottage Grove down to the African Festival.
Okay.
Yeah, and, dealing with the whole thing of educating, promoting the Black Star Project. So that was something that we also did. And there were several other initiatives that Philip and the team put together.
And that's what a cultural worker and a cultural warrior like you do. You stay involved. And
I was very impressed with Philip Jackson.
Yes.
And we miss him dearly. We miss him tremendously, the energy that the brother had. And for those of you out in the audience, this is Philip Jackson.
That's one of the nice photographs of Phil.
Yeah, this is Philip
A handsome
Jackson.
young man.
And the brother was just on the case, as y'all
Now,
well know.
who was one of his inspirations? I think I saw a photograph over there of somebody that inspired him.
Oh, well, he had a lot of inspiration. In fact,
Show some of the photographs.
In fact, his uncle, Vincent Harding,
Oh, Brother
great
Harding,
Vincent
yes.
Harding, of course, that's right in his family,
Okay.
Now, I know that Luttrell Palmer, I don't know if y'all can see that real good, but
Is that Lou?
Palmer, yeah.
Okay,
The
everybody knows
journalist,
Lou.
yeah, of course. Then you got
One of our models, yes, go
Philip
ahead.
was involved with the reparations movement too.
Okay.
And this is Queen Mother Moore, a reparations giant, in New York.
Now, that's a subject for a whole program.
Oh, yeah.
We might have to save that for another time.
Right.
But go ahead and show some of the people that Philip was involved
Now, of course, I'm pretty sure Philip was impacted by the Most Honorable Marcus Garvey
Yes.
in the UNIA.
I guess that's where the Black Star symbolism came out.
Right, because he had the Black Star line, shipping line.
Right.
And then Kwame Nkrumah, when he became president of Ghana, he inaugurated and kept that black star. That's what he
Show
put,
that up.
you know.
Can you got it up in the room?
I don't have Kwame Nkrumah's photo with me,
Okay.
but this is Callie House, you know, a reparations lady, icon back in early 1900s. Of course, y'all know the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the
Yes.
Nation of Islam. Philip knew of all these people. Paul Robeson.
Not just knew, but he engaged with them.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Paul Robeson. You got the great Ida B. Wells, and I grew up in the original Ida B. Wells housing.
Didn't a
area.
lot of us, and if it wasn't us, it was our relatives.
Yeah.
When it was a great place to live.
And I'm pretty sure Philip was inspired by Mary McLeod Bethune. She was a great educator, Bethune-Cookman College down in Florida.
You've given us an education from A to B, in case we missed anybody in a few previous programs.
And Dr. Bobby Wright, the psychologist, who ran the mental health center over on the west
I
side.
remember when the first one was built, yes.
Right. I know Philip got inspiration from him.
Let's get ready to slip. Don't let it fall down.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And Booker T. Washington, of course.
Everybody
And
inspired.
of course, Minister Farrakhan. You know, I know that he was inspired, you know, by folks like him. Because Philip had great leadership, you know. Dr. Hakeem.
But he also
Al-Awludi.
knew who to follow to and to
Right.
listen to influence him and affect our lives.
Exactly.
Okay.
Nina Simone. And of course, this is Dr. Karinga, the creator of Kwanza.
Let's stop there.
Okay.
Let's talk about Kwanzaa. Show it again. Show that. Not a lot of folks know
Dr.
how
Maulana Karinga.
Kwanzaa came about.
And he is the creator of Kwanza in 1966. He looked around and said, we need a holiday that's non-heroic. And he put together...
Non-heroic and not religious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want it to clash with all of the different religious organizations or institutions that were already doing so. But talk about the 7 principles now.
Okay.
The basics of Kwanzaa. We're going to talk about that.
Okay, well, Kwanzaa is an African-American and Pan-African holiday. And it was created in 1966 by Dr. Karinga and his organization called US. Us black folks as opposed to them. And that's what that meant. Now, the holiday was based around 7 principles. You know, it's not a money holiday or anything like that. And
I want you to tie that in, because what you shared some of these things with us in preparation for the show.
Right.
And each of those principles have something that we can share with our audience that have to and should begin being incorporated into what people plan for Christmas. But please go ahead.
yeah, the Nguzo Saba is the 7 principles that Dr. Karinga structured the holiday. We want to popularize those principles. So the first principle on the first day, December 26th, is Umoja. That means unity. That we as a people must strive for and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. On December 27th, the second day, Kujichagulia. That means self-determination.
Get your lips together so you'll be able to pronounce these. We're going to give you the correct pronunciation, right?
And you know,
you take that home with you, those who are watching.
You know, we're nothing but African people, y'all. We can pronounce these words. So Kujichagulia is self-determination, that we should define ourselves, name ourselves, speak for ourselves, and create for ourselves rather than depending on others.
Number 3.
To do that. Number 3, on the 28th of December, Ujima, collective work and responsibility. That we should make our brothers and sisters our problems and help solve them together.
And you said responsibility is part of that. Is that
Definitely.
we all have some
We
responsibility?
definitely.
Okay.
In fact, I've told people over the years that, and particularly young folk, that we have a cultural responsibility to help empower our people. You know, because we came into this existence naked, dumb, and speechless, and our families.
That's a good way to
help
put it, I
nurture.
guess.
Yeah, I got that from Farrakhan.
That alliteration is always good.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, go ahead.
So we all have a collective responsibility to our people and the forward movement of our people. Then on the 4th day, December 28th, is Ujamaa.
Ujamaa.
Excuse me. That's the principle. Cooperative economics.
Oh,
That we
that's a
should,
hot one.
You know,
Okay.
Black Star Project's been pushing cooperative economics and doing businesses, black business and all that. That Kwanzaa principle is very important because we got to get more black folks creating businesses. And I think that CEO program
Yes.
that they have going on will feed in, help that effort.
I think the directors and the folks who are the program directors that are working with that,
Right.
that has given them inspiration or given them inspiration and some insights as to what to be built into the program.
Exactly.
But continue.
Now,
with
the fifth day of Kwanza, which would be the 30th, let's see, 26, 27, 28.
We're going to hold you to it, but we're going to get them all out.
Okay, would be Nia,
Nia?
which means purpose.
Okay.
That we, as our collective purpose, we should build and develop our people in our communities.
You
know.
can't do anything unless you have a purpose or a mission. You have to establish that so you know what you're going after.
Exactly.
Is that part of it, please?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you have on the sixth day, the 31st, the principle called Kuumba. That means creativity. That we should do always as much as we can in the way we can to make our community more beautiful and beneficial than when we came into it.
Is that the arts, that is wall murals, that is some of the things that we go and look at and
Oh yeah,
observe?
the arts,
Okay.
definitely. You know, we got some awesome arts, you know, dance, music, the whole, you know, we invent things, you know, all that's part of the Kuumba and creativity.
Right, I think recently we lost one of our great artists in dance, and that was Miss Jameson. That was with the how can I forget it?
Was it Mantu? Or?
No, not Mantu. Mantu's local, but that was. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Okay, but I'll think of it later on.
Now, on the seventh day, which is January 1st, the principle of the day dealing with Kwanzaa is Imani, which means faith.
Imani, that sounds familiar, does it, Miss Payne? Shout out to Imani. You're named after something famous. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad you brought that up.
And this is Kiswahili language, y'all. You know, and what we're talking about, we know we have to have faith in the Creator, and you know, but this particular faith is a faith in each other, in ourselves, our families, our people, our children. You know, to organize and unite ourselves and move forward as a group. You know, we have to have faith in ourselves to
Guess
be able
what?
to do that. You know?
You remember that in many shows it says time for station identification? We're having a little station identification right now, and I'm going to make some announcements about what's happening with the Black Star Project and some of the events that are coming up very soon. So if you indulge me, let me have Imani. Can you put something on the screen first of all? And then after that, okay. I can't read it here because it's backwards, and that's the way the screens work. But you who are watching, you can see, get those dates I told you. Or did I tell them to get the pencil and paper out?
Right.
Those folks are supposed to be writing. How many of you out there have your pencil and paper? Let me see your hand. You didn't count some of them. You're not much more, 4 or 5 that need the other ones to get the pencil and paper.
Right.
That folks at Kroc, folks at Atlas, get your pencil and paper because you're going to have to do one thing. You're going to have to pass this information on. So make sure you take notes on this. Go and flash the next one, please.
I think that was a small business.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that. I think there was one more. If it's not, I'll go on with what I'm talking about, and you can come back to it. What we're going to have is the Small Business Saturday, which is going to be this Saturday. It is from 8 to 5. And it'll be at 3521 South Martin Luther King Drive. It's going to be a breakfast, I think at 8:20, 8:10, no, 8 to 10. There's going to be shopping with the local vendors, family zone storytelling. And this is one thing you might want to consider too. Some of the shops have some of the paraphernalia that are used in Kwanzaa, like the candle, the candelabra, the mats, etc. Those things will be available at the small business fair right at 35th and King Drive. Okay, and then we have, by the way, that's sponsored by the American Express, the Black Star Project, Chicago Defender Charities, absolutely anything essential. That's one of our vendors who have been very supportive over the years. Okay, and I want you to make sure that you come out for that. And we might have one more event that's coming up over this next month or so that you need to be involved with. If nothing else, I've got a phone number for you. I want you to write this number down. 312-238-9497. And I'm going to repeat that. 312-238-9497. 9447. Okay, now you have some information where to go for about some of this. Now, I've got something that you had told me about I got really intrigued with, and I think you put it under, I think you described it as this, power as an alternative to education. And you talked about 3 or 4 things that are part of it. You said the physical, the financial, and the scientific. Can you bring those principles in as you told me about what Black Power is in fact now, as we interpret it now, and as exercised, okay?
Well, appreciating what you've asked, and if I understood you correctly, Brother Carter, power is the social capacity of a people to realize its will even in opposition to others. And power is a good thing. I mean, you know, our people are not oppressive, you know, and want to get power to oppress people.
Okay.
No, we just want to have the ability to be independent, you know, and to express our particular way of life and not be imposed upon by other groups, you know, and you need power to be able to do that. You got to protect yourself, protect your group, you know, but we're not oppressors. We don't have that kind of mindset, you know, so we don't need to be afraid of power because folks who have power and you don't have power, you're subject to be at risk of them abusing you. So power is a good thing.
Talk about those 3 aspects of the physical, financial, and the scientific.
Well, of course, we as a people have done great things in terms of inventions. Of course, folks still in our inventions, but yeah, we've, you know, understand that science is important, and of course, economics is very important. This book here by Jim Klingman.
Hold it up, yes, thank you.
Blackonomics. You know, this is something we should get, you know, because we have to organize our economics so that we don't be dealing with what Dr. Claude Anderson calls inappropriate behavior. You know, just consumer junkies. You know, this system will make you a consumer junkie if you're not careful. So we need to pull our resources together, and I think the Black Star Project has been definitely over the years trying to drive that home to our people that, you know, we got to organize our economics better so that it serve our people better, instead of you know, being exploited by others in the economic field.
And I want you to get back into the scientific part again, and track that from and we showed this picture, Booker T, and the science back then versus the science now. There's sciences that we should be involved in. Can you address that in some way and tell us how, and tell especially our youth, how they need to engage with science, etc.?
Okay, if I understood you correctly, the Black Star Project has always talked about STEM, you know, science, technology, engineering, and math, and so they've always tried to direct our young folks, especially, to those areas, and that's very important. We can't all be basketball players or entertainers.
I mean,
you know,
my jump shot won't work anymore. Don't be laughing at my jump shot. You must not have seen it tonight, right?
No, I ain't seen your jump shot. But yeah, we need people skilled in those areas, technology and so forth and so on, because the world is changing.
And there's so many different types of talents and gifts that we are given at any age that we can apply in this society now. Now, do you see, we've got election passes, right? We've got people who have skills out there now that I won't say are in danger, but how do you think that in this atmosphere, with the new administration coming in, what things should our youth be looking at?
Well, number one, don't panic. It's nothing to really panic about. I mean, we just have to go to work and organize our people and make sure that we are engaging in activities that are in what Marcus Garvey called the central arenas of life. You know, we had a lot of distractions out here, and so we have to not be distracted and make sure that we're dealing with skill sets in areas that definitely will make us whole again as a people. And I think Philip Jackson and the Black Star Project is a beacon, a light for that kind of endeavors. So I would urge everybody to support the Black Star Project and support this program that Brother Carter has.
I want you to bring up one thing that's dear to me. I saw one of the books that you have here. Can you pull up that Brainwash by Tom Burrell?
Oh, yeah.
I have some selfish interest there. Tom Burrell, one of my frat brothers that made me an Alpha Phi Alpha. Talk a little bit about what Brainwash covered.
Well, the brother did us a great work by publishing this book. And he was highlighting the fact that we've been imposed upon and our minds need to be, developed beyond what we've been imposed upon. So he's just, as an advertising agency executive, he just understood that, all that advertising and, we've been brainwashed in many ways. He's just picking up on Carter G. Woodson's book, The Miseducation of the Negro.
Flash some of the other books. Trust this newest one that you were telling me about.
This particular book, y'all, we are trying to get this to go viral. It's by Baba Amefika Gayuka down in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Give them the information so they can get involved with it.
Yeah, he's an educator. And you can go to amefikagayuka.com.
You better repeat that when you...
A-M-E, excuse me.
This is right. Yeah.
A-M-E-F-I-K-A, that's Amefika. And his last name is G-E-U-K-A, Gayuka. www.amefikagayuka.com.
You have a phone number that they can call you for to get information.
You can call me,
that number.
Because I get shipments of this book in. It's 773-624-4453. That's Brother Mansong, M-A-N-S-O-N-G. You can contact me to get this book. It's a very important book, for our people to have. We're trying to get it to go viral.
And we can do that if you reach out. Viva Voce, pass the word on. We say that at every broadcast. Viva Voce, pass the information on that you're receiving today. I'm so glad that you had a chance to come with us. If you want to flash a few more of the books, we have so many that we wanted to do, but we can't do them all. And we only get ready to wrap it up.
This is one, Financial Literacy for African Americans.
Next one.
It feeds into, And of course, Dr. Karinga's book, Introduction to Black Studies, very important book.
Okay.
And also, The Philosophy and Opinions of the Most Honorable Marcus Garvey. A lot of wisdom here. And of course, Dr. Francis Cress Welson's The ISIS Papers, Keys to the Colors. We have great scholarship.
You are a librarian by not training. I guess it was in your blood to be a librarian, to what you've collected over the years and usually have at some of the events that Black Star still has. So keep in mind, give the audience your number again.
Okay, you can reach me at 773-624-4453. I've basically been out here trying to spread consciousness. We got to break the monopoly that the system has on our minds. Liberation is impossible. And Philip Jackson of the Black Star Project and his whole staff and crew over all these years, and Sister Gloria Smith, his sister's taking up the mantle.
The legacy lives.
Yeah, it lives, But Philip always said, read, be able to read, He said, don't shy away from reading.
Educate or die.
Yeah, that's this button, educate or die.
Educate or die. Thank you for being with us today, my brother. Thank you for being out with us. And our audience, thank you. But pass the word on. Viva Voce, pass it on. Look for us next week. Got some exciting shows that are coming up in addition to today. But thank you.
Right on.